Good Sunday evening to all, fellow baseball way of lifers. How you all doing? Hope you enjoyed your weekend. And I'm going to conclude it for you here with a review and preview of the 2021 San Francisco Giants and their upcoming season. Uh, Giants, let's face it, are in a tough division with the Dodgers and the Padres. But before we get into all of that, let's just rehash a little bit of the Giants through the years. Uh, They're based in San Francisco now, but they got their origins in New York. And while in New York, they were the first professional sports team ever in New York City. So they made New York proud for many years, starting in, let's see, what year was it? 1883, they were the New York Gothams. And 3 years later, they were renamed the Giants, and they remained in New York till 1958. And Dodgers and Giants at California, here we come. And they've been the San Francisco Giants ever since. But they are steep in tradition, steep in winning tradition, and they're on their way to hopefully recapturing some of the magic of their past glory years this year. Uh, the history with the Giants is fantastic. They have 23 National League pennants. That's pretty good, as Larry David would say. They have 8 World Series titles: 1905, 1921, 22, 33, 54, 2010, 2012, and 2014. What people may not realize is when they moved to San Francisco, they hit quite a drought. From 58 to 2010, they did not win any uh, World Series at all till 2010, despite having such great players as Juan Marichal, Willie McCovey, Barry Bonds, Willie Mays, Orlando Cepeda. You can go right down the list, but they never got over the hump and brought home the World Series. They were in the, World Series title, but were in the World Series in '62. And then all remember the Earthquake Series of '89. The A's were that was a tough one for them. The A's were coming into their own at that point. 2002, when Barry Bonds made it to the dance, but they couldn't bring home the bacon against the Angels. They've had wild card berths in 2002, 2014, 2016. And since the National League went to East and Western divisions, they had Western Division titles in 71, 87, 89, 97, 2000, 2002, 2010, and 2012. So they've had quite a run, and we all remember them playing in Candlestick Park, which was a graveyard. No one wanted to play in Candlestick Park when it became so windy and cold at night. And attendance both at Candlestick Park and Oakland Alameda County Coliseum was terrible. No one came out to those games. But then they built up Pac Bell Park, and it became one of the toughest tickets in baseball. It became the thing to do in San Francisco. They've had a little bit of trouble filling up the capacity these days because the team is so bad. It's hard to say whether or not the Giants are in a true rebuild or they're just trying to restock because they're still going after veteran players. But I think the long-term goal is a rebuild, and they're on their way. And I guess this year is going to be the true test to see what happens when Buster Posey comes up. This is his last year before he becomes a free agent, what they're going to do with him, and Brandon Belt, what they're going to do with him when he becomes a free agent this year. If they cut those guys loose, then I will consider it a true rebuild. There are some bright spots in the lineup. Buster and Brandon still aren't going to be the players they were. Buster's probably going to be a Hall of Famer. I put him in the Hall of Fame with his numbers. But the sweeper surprise last year was Mikey Schremsky, and I think he's going to be the man they're looking forward to this year to carrying them. Can he do it again? That remains to be seen. But he's the big bat in the lineup. He does have power potential, and he's probably the biggest power bat in the lineup. And they'll be counting on him. The other guys, Alex Dickerson has some pop too. I like him in the lineup. He provides a lot of power. So Dickerson and Yastrzemski are the two guys that I think if they're going to do anything, and Brandon Bell, if he can make a swan song, he would really help out well. Donovan Solano is kind of weird. I think he played over his head last year. We shall see. But you never know. But again, this is going to be almost, I think, the farewell tour for Buster Posey, and we'll see what happens. So the lineup kind of looks like Tommy LaStella at third, Yastrzemski in right, Solano in second base, Dickerson in left, Posey at the catchers, Bell at first, Brandon Crawford at shortstop, and Brandon's not getting any younger anymore, especially for the shortstop position. So a lot of guys over 30 in that lineup. We got LaStella, Yastrzemski, Solano, Dickerson, Posey, Belt, and Crawford, all 1 through 7, over 30 years old. And some are even, let's see, Brandon's 34, Belt 32, Posey 33, Solano 33. Yastrzemski, you think because he's new to the game, to the National League, he's going to be 31, I think, soon. Tommy LaStella is 32. And their bench, they have Evan Longoria, who they signed to a long-term deal and just hasn't worked out the way they had hoped. They were hoping to actually build a championship-type contending team with Evan. He's 35, and he's sitting on the bench. And Wilmer Flores is a good bat off the bench. He'll be turning 30 soon. But they're basically those two are basically looked upon as utility players, so we'll see what the future holds for them. The pitching staff, their ace is going to be Kevin Gausman. We all remember him from the Orioles, and they had high hopes for him in Baltimore, but he never really panned out. But to be like an all-star type pitcher, but I think the Giants are going to be looking forward to him to be the big ace out of the bullpen starting rotation. And he is a good pitcher, very good pitcher, got good stuff. I'd take him as a number 2 starter, but I think the Giants, 2 or 3, but I think with the Giants, he'll be the ace. And Johnny Cueto, let's see if he has anything left in the tank. And it's hard to believe he's 35 already. Where does the time go? Anthony DeSclafani, he's a free agent they got from Cincinnati. I think they're looking at him to be an innings eater. Alex Wood, he can bring it. But it seems like he's always breaking down, but we'll see what he does. And Aaron Sanchez, not a bad pitcher they got from the Astros on the off season. He's good at the 4 or 5 hole. Again, they're just looking for innings from him. And the bullpen's pretty well diversified. Jake Mcgee is going to be their go-to guy in the late innings. They got him from the Dodgers, I should say, in February of 2021. So he's a new addition. And it looks like he's going to be the ace. They're going to go to him. Reyes Maranta and Tyler Rogers are probably going to be the number 2 and 3 guys. And the other guys are pretty good too. So they can do a little like Tampa Bay magic and just keep throwing pitchers in and out of the rotation and out of the bullpen into these games. They should be okay. Now, like I said, they're with the Padres and Dodgers in the same division. So the only shot they even have is getting that second wild card, I should say. But it's going to be tough in their division. The good news is they got the Rockies and the Diamondbacks, who I think they'll be better than this year. But we shall see. But it's always good to see the Giants win. It's always good to see the Giants and Dodgers have winning records at the same time due to the rivalry. Looks like this year it'll be the Padres and Dodgers, and the Giants may just have to buy a ticket to see the hottest rivalry in California. That being said, they'll be entertaining the Giants. I think they have a shot at 500. Whether or not they will reach 500 remains to be seen, but only time will tell. So if you're a Giant fan, enjoy the season, and you never know. Never give up. And again, I want to thank you all for watching this. Like I said, I do 1 a day on the Facebook group site. The other days I have more to offer, and that's available on the YouTube channel. So if you subscribe to this video, you'll see all the videos pop up that are offered on the YouTube channel. And if you like the video, please say like. And if you don't, hit dislike. And please feel free to leave a comment. And at any time, message me if you want. If you want to promote something on this site, baseball related, a book, a show, podcast, a Facebook group, whatever, you're more welcome to do so because you guys are the greatest in the world. And that's about all I have to say. So enjoy your week. I'll probably be back tomorrow with another team projection for 2021 and some other good stuff, as Chuck Barris used to say. So have a good night, play ball, and adios.